Good morning everyone. This spring I was in the mood to make a knitted hoodie, so let's see how that went. I started out by sketching out my design and choosing the yarn. I used 4.5 needles like in the pattern, but cotton yarn meant for 2 to 3 size needles. I liked the way it looked this way better. I didn't want it to be fully dense. However, if you're looking to make a very complicated pattern, I think it would be easier to choose a bit more density in your knit than I did, because some of the loops in the back from the other color are then visible in the end. Maybe you see it, maybe you don't. Just a heads up about that. I started by making the back piece since I hadn't made my mind up about what I was going to put in the front with the other color. Making the back piece was super boring and it went on forever, but the weather started warming up and so I just took my time and knitted and knitted. After the back piece, I continued with the front piece, which has a small front pocket. Other than that, it was the same as the previous piece. I was a bit scared of the pocket, but everything went smooth, and as I was working on it, the pattern started to make sense and I started to understand what's going on. After joining in the lining of the pocket with the front, it was time for the color work. This was my first real color work, so it took me multiple attempts and trying to figure out how to hold the yarn, and it took a very long time, but at the end I figured it out, kind of. I think I did something wrong still though, but I think it looks good enough. Finally, I could start with the sleeves. They were pretty straightforward. I just had to make sure they were the same size and that they matched up with the front piece, the raglan seam. But the graph in the pattern was great for checking out if I was going in a good direction. After I finished the sleeves, I was kinda over this project, but I decided to power through and make the hood as well. I was actually thinking about just leaving it out, but I think the hood is very important for this design. So I went ahead and did that as well, which took way more yarn than I thought, and it also took longer than I thought, but it was pretty easy, pretty much just straight knitting. And I was very excited to learn about the technique on how you can make the tunnel and how they did the holes. It was quite fun. So I ended up blocking out my pieces just in warm water and laying them out to dry, which probably wasn't necessary since my yarn was made out of cotton, but I decided to do it anyways since I found it was fun and just as I could say, I did it. The sewing part was absolutely awful. It took so long. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I think I just overcomplicated with my stitching. I think I made like back stitches, which I don't know. It just took forever. Looking back, I would have done something else, but I'm sure it's gonna hold up as long as it took to make. In between doing it, I just tried it on every now and then to keep me motivated and see if everything fits together. Now it's time for the review. I hope you enjoyed this little journey with me, and I will see you soon. Take care.